We are here today to celebrate the opening of Cordata Park Phase 1. This is a momentous occasion. We wish you could all be here with us, but because we're in the time that we're in, we're doing this virtually. We have a beautiful park that is ready to open to the public, parts of it, and we're here today to celebrate that.
It's a real honor to be here today in this ceremony to do the ribbon cutting for the new Cordata Park. You can't see, it looks like we're all here alone, but there's a number of important community members here, including Julie Guy. You know, in Bellingham, all of our famed local parks are named after legends in our community, and the fact that Julie Guy is here today simply means that we're in the presence of a living legend. Right on, Julie. She played a huge role in helping to make this park happen. I've been involved in greenways for many years. I had the pleasure of being a co-chair of the second Greenways levy in 1997. And there'd never been a precedent for reactivating a parks levy. And I remember during that period of time, there was great discussion about the fact that we didn't have parks equitably located in regional balance throughout the entire city. And there was great intentionality way back then about correcting that by identifying places where in the future we could use Greenways funds to buy parks on the north side. And this is a testament to the fact that we've been successful in that. In recent years, we've been able to deal with that inequity. And we have a park systems now with greenways, parks and trails, regionally balanced throughout the community. And I'm really thrilled that this park represents that community commitment and intentionality. This is going to be a very important, popular community asset. More than 8,000 people live within 1 mile of this long-awaited park. It will be of enormous benefit to the residents of this fast-growing area today and in the future.
I'm a landscape architect for Parks and Recreation, and I managed Cordata Park master plan in Phase 1 and going in Phase 2. I've been joined with this project since 2015, but I'm not the important person in this. There's a plethora of people who have been involved in this project, and I'd like to acknowledge them at this point. Our consultant team consisted of Robert W. Drill, Geoengineers Incorporated, RMC Architects, Northwest Ecologic Services, Cross Engineers, Ingenuity Systems, also Hood River Engineering, 10W Engineering, MC Squared Structural Engineers, Herrera Environmental, and of course the contractor is Strider Construction Incorporated.
So we got something here for everybody. It's a 20-acre park. Most of it is wetlands, but in those wetlands we've got trails, walking trails, bike trails, for everyone to enjoy the wildlife. In the main park area, we've got a splash pad. We got an age-separated playground that's entirely accessible. We got picnic tables, we got a shelter you can rent. We've got the state's first outdoor parkour element for those of you who are interested in that. We also have one of the state's only outdoor pump tracks. It's a world-class facility. There are elements here that we don't have anywhere else in the city, in any other park.
My name is Julie Guy. Officially, it's Juliana Guy, but everybody calls me Julie. And I was very glad to see that the mayor said I was a living legend, because that means I'm still here. I'm here to talk about a journey that began 16 years ago when I was in a Rotary meeting and I discovered that one of the Rotarians was Paul Luthold, and he was the parks director at that time. So our neighborhood had begun to realize we didn't have any parks in the north end at all. So I said to Paul, how come there are no parks in the north end? And he was so startled, and it was like I stepped on something. And he said, oh, you have to talk to Leslie Bryson. He just got rid of me as fast as he could. So I then called up Leslie Bryson, and over the remaining 16 years, I worked with her in the Parks Department. But the next thing I did we had neighborhood meeting, and people said we can't ride our bikes. We have to put the bike in the car to go someplace and find a place to ride a bike. And so then I went to a charity auction, and by God, lunch with the mayor was one of the items that was being auctioned off. So I bought lunch with the mayor. And Edie Norton, who was one of the co-founders with the Cordata Neighborhood with me, she and I had lunch with the mayor, and we filled his ears with all the problems about not having any kind of a park at all. And what I found was that not only were there no parks, there was no interest. I mean, we had no traction. So we began going to city council and taking our 3 minutes and saying, we need a city park. Then we also, the mayor appointed us to the mayor's neighborhood advisory commission, even though we had not even formed a neighborhood yet. So every month, Edie and I went there and we said, parks in the North End. And we kept getting these blank expressions. So that was like 2004. In 2007, the city bought 20 acres just outside the area that Syrie had been developing, the 600 acres that he bought. And so that was in 07. Then Gina Austin came along, and she was appointed to manage developing that park. And we had lots of public meetings, and we hired a designer and designed a beautiful park. And so 3 years, in November of 2010, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony, and we had a trail through this wooded wetlands. Then time went by, and by God, the city bought this acreage, which was just a delight. But it also is a heavy wetland. So then we went through the public process, and we finally got this park started. And then Jonathan was appointed to manage that. So we gradually worked our way into 2 parks. And I want to thank our mayor, because when we were interested in making sure that Greenways 4 got on the ballot, he agreed to be chair of the committee, and about 10 or 12 of us got together and we worked with Mayor Kelly Linville and developed an initiative that the city council approved. So that brought us Greenways 4. But it's been just an amazing journey of what you have to do to get people to care about what you want, and get them to realize that they too can ask for something and say, we need this in our area. And then I got to know Nicole some time ago when you were in planning, and then she came over to Parks, and now she's in charge of Parks, and we're just thrilled to death to have her here and working on maintaining the parks that are here, finishing the development of this, and the people with Droll, Don Campbell, and the Strider group have just been outstanding. And you look around here, the one thing I found out over the 2 things with the Parks Department over the years, you have to be patient. I always want it now. And they look, oh, Julie, just calm down. But when they finally finish a park, I have noticed that it is well done. It is what I would call perfect. They do the very outstanding work. And not only do they do beautiful work, but then they put up signage and they do landscaping. So when this place is landscaped, it is just going to be beautiful. So I'm very, very happy to be here today. And I think that the people of Bellingham will benefit by this beautiful park.
Hey.